This is that nasty, smelly, swampy, murky pool of runoff I was telling you about. Definitely some horrible water. Won't want to have to drink it. If I had to, I mean, it could be done. Just got to boil and filter. But if I was out here with no food, I know there's tons and tons of bullfrogs down here. I hear them every night. I'll be down here with a frog gig and a torch. Pretty nasty spot. Hence is why I'm all the way up on that hill. Never want to camp down near something like this. This still stagnant water is a breeding ground for all kinds of insects, mosquitoes. As you can see, there's thousands of dragonflies. They're not a nuisance, but there's mosquitoes and everything else around this area. They're pretty bad in this area. They're not too bad in my camp. But once you come across that trail that I was on and you start going downhill towards this, it's just horrible. Areas like this, you might be new to an area, but and walking into this area, you might not know it if you never were from here. But generally, when you see water like this, still no streams running in or out of it, because there is no streams running into this. It's not a pond, it's not a lake. This is just a collection point because the ground's too saturated with water with the bay. I'm right near the Chesapeake Bay, plus I got a canal, so the water table's pretty high. Ground saturated with water. There's no place for it to go but to run somewhere. So if you're in a low area like this and you see this stagnant water that's not moving, and you notice there's no, because I can walk around this whole entire thing, there's no creeks or streams running into it or out of it, that's a telltale sign that this is a runoff. That means if you were to, and if you could look at this ground, you could tell water's been all the way up to here. And when it storms real bad, this gets pretty stinking high. So this would be one of the worst places to decide to set up a camp. You get a big flash storm, and this whole area will flood. So keep that in mind. The water fills all the way back into those trees, all the way back into those Phragmites. Last year the Phragmites were growing way up higher because there's a lot more rain. So the water was up higher. So those Phragmites, which are down there at water level, grew all the way up in here. So you got to keep that in mind whenever you're trying to find a place to stay. Look at the environment. Try to figure out if this is an actual natural water spot or if it's a runoff, collection point. Because when it rains, if you're camping right there, you'd be underwater in a matter of no time. Alright, one more thing I want to show you today about last few days. A couple days ago, one of the days I didn't have the camera, my buddy's teenage son and his friend came out and wanted me to show them how to put together a little debris shelter. So this is what they made. It's just a little tiny, low, simple, without any tools, no tools used, all deadfall that they found, and breaking the wood on either a tree or using their feet to break it, and use this deadfall branch here as their support, and made a nice little one-person little debris shelter, and got it covered up. They even took the time and went underneath it, checked for any daylight, stuck sticks through the holes, patched it all up. Did a pretty good job, and it rained real bad down here yesterday, and I checked it out today, and it's dry in there. It's all dry dirt. But they did a pretty outstanding job in my book for a little one-person quick emergency debris shelter. Waterproof. There's not much thickness of debris on top, but just what they put on there was enough to keep the water out of it last night. So if they were in a survival situation, this little shelter definitely would have held up for them. A little fire outside and they would have been warm.